Hello everyone. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you had a nice session, even though you still haven't finished officially. And I decided to do a small recap. I didn't have the chance to do it yesterday of my yesterday's and today's trades. Yesterday was a really bad day in terms of mostly I was just driven of my like a FOMO. And even though I was about 10% down, and that was supposed to be my daily loss limit, uh, I continued trading, and thus I hit around my tops of DLL, which was basically 50% of my account. Uh, that was basically because I was driven and I over leveraged. I used instead of micro normal minis, and that was outside of my trading hours as well. It was like on my way to work, which it shouldn't be happening. But I took precautions to make sure that this won't happen again, and that my daily loss limit will be strictly at 10% no matter what. 10% is I didn't come up with the 10% arbitrarily. 10% is what most professionals use. Professional traders are using in the trading space. Uh, and then there are like many ways to calculate. I'm happy if someone is interested in how we calculate that uh, to link some videos about it and have a better look. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you my trades of yesterday. Let me see. Okay, so it should be here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I skipped it. Okay, so basically, uh, if I'm just gonna zoom a little bit. Sorry. So this is 2 days ago. This is on the 28th. So basically, there was one sec. Okay, so basically, there was an opportunity. There was an opportunity here to take, which I didn't take. And then we came into the session, I saw some acceptance here, and I decided I saw like breaking the upper structure, and I decided to go long here. And then it just reversed on me, which was a normal trade. It wasn't a FOMO. It was planned trade. Just gonna zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, so that was a planned trade. That didn't work out. Then I decided to take another trade, another long around the VWAP, which is also aligns with this level, which was held before, which also didn't work out. I was taken out. At that point, I was around 10% down, and I was supposed to stop trading. Then, on my way to work, I decided to take purely on the DOM ladder without seeing any charts, which is insane. I just decided to take this trade. Also was like a heavy loaded with a lot of micros. I think it was 8 or something, or 5. I had the screenshot on my I have this the chart the screenshot of the chart on my phone. So I was taking like a 59.10. It was a good place to place my was a very big gap, as we say, it was a big risk. But I thought it would be safe here. Then we turn out that we did the failed breakdown on this level. So this one was the overnight low. So on the 28th, we did the usual the failed breakdown on the overnight low. It didn't manage to go anywhere. We see that I was at work all this time, so didn't see anything happening. And then I was taken out here, by the way, on the first breakout. And then what happened is, let's see, after that failed breakdown, because price didn't manage to go any higher, there was another deeper failed breakdown. So there was a double failed breakdown. We see that, but I was taking already here. So even if I wasn't taking here, I would be taking out here. So uh, so yeah, that was the FOMO driven trade. I shouldn't be happening. I should have stopped with my 10% daily loss limit. But as I said, there are two precautions, and I'm going to talk about the precautions. The precautions I took is I put on the rhythmic. So for most of you probably know it already, but I'm gonna so give me a sec. So if you go to your account and you press right click and you go to view risk parameters, then you can go to risk parameters set by the trader tab, and you can set your own parameters. Okay. So, for example, I've set my loss limit, my profit limit, because there is also a 50% consistency rule. I have it enabled total liquidate and total liquidate at specific hour, just in case I leave a trade and auto liquidate. Anyway, after you set this parameter, just make sure you won't be tempted to enter or change them during the trading. There's a, probably you know it, there's a software, it's called Cold Turkey. Let's check, I'll find it. All right. Yeah, so basically, this is called Cold Turkey. I think you can buy lifetime license. You can buy lifetime license for around £30 or something, which is totally worth it for me. And so basically, you can go here. You can put a block. I named it rhythmic block, and then you can schedule some blocks. So you can say, I want this app to be blocked these days from these hours and so on. And then you can schedule also some breaks. So if you say, for example, like I want to be blocked like for 12 hours, you can schedule a break so you can have a certain amount of minutes in which you are allowed to enter to access this program, which I don't recommend for obvious reasons. And then you can actually lock the block. There's a locker here, so if you click on it, so I say, for example, like I've scheduled mine to be locked from 12 p.m. until 11 p.m. of the next day. So basically, it gives me every day an hour window, 11 to 12, just in the morning, to do any changes that I wish to do if I want to. but all the other time is blocked. So I'm not tempted. There's no way I can access the Rhythmic Pro and do any changes because it's not going to open anyway, which is amazing. Yeah, which is amazing. And yeah, just basically you can do whatever you want. You can block it. This locker is basically protects you from accessing and changing, do any change on the rhythmic block on the blocks. So this one, if you lock it, there's no way you can access it. You have has to be outside of these hours, which is amazing. And there's an option as well to block your whole computer for certain hours if you want to. Anyway, I had this in the past, but for some reason I deactivated. But because I thought it was need to have a strict DLL. But as it turned out today, no, sorry, as it turned out yesterday, it's better be safe than sorry. So now now I know that I'm always protected on the downside. Anyway, coming into today, uh, I've noticed that we had a failed breakdown, as I said yesterday, a big one, a double one. And yesterday there was Nvidia earnings, which announced a tremendous amount of earnings, despite that they didn't have access to the China market, which is like one of the biggest markets. And despite the fact that they had a very good earnings, so after the market opening, just happened. I didn't know there was Nvidia earnings, by the way, uh, which I should know. I should know it as a trader. Anyway, just happened to be the charts, and I noticed that we had like a. Oops, sorry. Uh, yeah, I've noticed that we have some highs here that didn't broken, and I noticed that price broke that one. And I said, okay, let's go long because we were coming after a failed breakdown, so that would be a nice chance for the recovery to take it. Uh, yeah, so basically I entered here. I scaled out here on the first major, which is also the, I think was CVA low or something. Then I took another one at the yearly previous DVA high, and I left a runner, and I kept the runner. I didn't take it out because according to my process, we need to see like a pullbacks happening on the 50-minute chart, and below that, then we just place the stops. I had my stop a little bit wider, just in case it decides to go down to the big whopping come again, which it didn't do. But yeah, so I took this trade, and so yeah, so basically I took this trade. Um, I decided, but I stopped the trade here. But the thing is, for some reason, when I entered here, I have the option which is called LIFO, LIFO, which means last in first out. So supposedly when I got out here, it was supposed to take out this contract and take a very small losses. It was supposed to take out the last contract, not the first one. For some reason, I don't know why it's happened. Um, I need to check again the settings for some reason. Anyway, it was supposed to take this one and have like a small loss, but it didn't for some reason. And it took out my initial contract, and the contract that I decided to risk a little bit more here because I saw a lot of acceptance. And I said, okay, we may see, test again and go higher. So this contract, I decided to hold a little bit longer because here was the yearly level, the high time frame. So I say that was my final stop here. The high time frame is about here, so just I put myself just below it, and say, okay, we're gonna see if it may get rejected and go back into the range, which it didn't. I got stopped out. I I took a little bit too much losses to my liking. I got I think around 5% here, but I had really good earnings on this trade. I had around 25, so it was around 20%, around 20%, 25% profits just from this trade alone. So I recovered half of my losses yesterday. Uh, which, by the way, I'm not gonna be rushed to do any rushing decision to get them back. I'm gonna be trading as I trade. I'm having this as a security protocol just in case. And yeah, this is my trade basically. It was a good trade overall. Can't say the otherwise. Uh, Anyway, that's it from me, and I hope you have a nice evening. And we all learn from our mistakes, and I hope you learn from mine. That's the most clever thing to do. You have a nice evening, and I'll see you tomorrow in the trading pitch. Cheers.